There's something I've got to get off my chest and try and articulate here. And it's a profound fact and truth about where we're going as creatives and the impact of technology which is happening, but which is only just right now about to completely transform the world and completely transform the way in which not only, the kind of average labor force is going to be completely transformed over the next few years, but the profanity in the fact that it's not the truck drivers that are going to lose their jobs. It's not actually the factory workers at the moment that are going to lose their jobs, and that's going to be the massive transformation. It's the creatives. And nobody's seen this coming. You can already see by using AI, if you're using the stuff which is coming out right now, like the stuff which is coming out in the last month, the exponential speed in which that is developing and what it can do is phenomenal. I mean, it's amazing. In some ways, it's magic. Last night, I used one of the newer models. It created a whole website for me in about 5 minutes and put it online and tested it and worked it. And there it was, done. You can now get an AI model to create a movie for you in a day. The whole thing kind of done. Okay? The whole exchange for labor for creative output is just about to change phenomenally. Simultaneously, we've still got artists and creatives coming out of art schools thinking that the peak goal of their creative output is going to be to feed some consumerism, some level of commodity or commodification, and that the gold standard will be to get their work into the art world. But this is the truth, man. I mean, the art world is a hollow, dying trade fair. It's an industry, and we're now realizing that the depth has completely gone. When it became completely about creating commodities and commercializing the creative spirit, which has happened over the last 2 decades, we're now realizing that that is an unsustainable model. It doesn't have the depth. And the thing that we're missing, all of us, all creatives, especially the artists, those of us that are kind of trained to hang out with ourselves, go deep into our thoughts, self-exploration, sit in studios, fiddling. We're actually philosophers. We are actually the deep thinkers in society. And the gold standard, the goal is not to get your work into a gallery and to try and flog it. The gold standard now is to take that deep philosophical way of viewing the world, thinking about things, thinking way beyond the mainstream confines, the constructs, thinking way beyond that, and applying that deep creative thinking to transformative action. Things that actually change the world, things that actually affect change and shift things. And that doesn't happen from within the art world. That doesn't happen from within the design industries. That cannot happen within a commercial space. This is why we have academics, because academics are not traditionally driven by market forces. They're driven by deep thinking, teaching, learning, holding and sharing wisdom. But that's ultimately the job of the artist and the creative thinker, those that can have visions, hold visions, and communicate visions. So just listen to this. If you're continually thinking that the peak of your creative output is going to be in this antiquated system of what we now think of as the art world, or within the confines of the commercial confines of the design industries, you need to rethink this a little bit, because your creative output, the value in which you have as a creative, is going to shift incredibly over the next few years. We're no longer here to create widgets. We're no longer here to create commodities, to just fiddle around and decorate walls. That's the illusion that the industries and the art world and the art industry wants to hold you in, because that's where it makes the most money out of you. But we know this is a kind of dying system, and it's not an anarchic thing to say. All of those constructs are dying. And what's about to happen with AI is going to fundamentally shift and pop that landscape dramatically. And if you're not prepared to retool, to think a little bit ahead, think about how your creative spirit can be reapplied to this new landscape, which is right here, then you're going to wither away. Your purpose is going to become redundant. Yes, I mean, there's always going to be people that want trinkets hung on their walls. But just understand that when you're doing that, that's a very shallow level of creativity. And so if you want to go to the next level, if you want to actually find your true purpose, which I believe all creatives actually have, we're just trapped in these other systems. But if you want to go deep, if you want to find your true purpose, you've got to go deep, you've got to look forward, you've got to understand what's going on around you and around us, and understand what's happening to the planet, to the world, to everybody else on the planet, and understand your position within there. I'm trying to articulate that. Download this document that I've made, have a read, and I hope this sheds some light on what I'm trying to articulate here. Thanks.